Your LinkedIn profile isn't just a resume. It's a direct reflection of your brand. And here's how to transform your profile from just okay to genuinely compelling. You'll stand out, attract more of the right opportunities, and get better results from every connection. So why does your profile matter? It is your best foot forward. If you have a generic profile that looks like you just slapped up your resume, there is no purpose for someone knowing what to do next. It's just like, oh, okay, here's that person, whatever. Instead of saying, oh, this is how that person can help me. This is who they help, so I know who to refer to them. So you need to change it to make a real good and first impression. If your profile is weak, guess what? They are one click away from going and finding someone else if they're looking for someone, or just getting distracted, watching cat videos, whatever the hell they're doing online. They're just a click away. So if your profile does not grab them right away and say, ooh, I want more of this, you will lose them. And if you've ever looked at your profile visits, that's something you can tell in the statistics inside LinkedIn. If you ever looked at how many profile views you have, all of those people took a look at your profile. And if they didn't take action, then you have to ask yourself, is your profile really doing its job? So that's what we're going to look at later on, how to optimize that. So key elements of the profile is your photo, your wallpaper, your headline, the about section, that's kind of the summary, featured resources, and then your resume, which is, I think they call experience now on LinkedIn. So these are the key elements, and we're going to work through each one of those. First of all, profile photo. Don't use a crappy selfie. Some people use a crappy selfie, and it really looks unprofessional. It does not look inviting. It doesn't have a good smile. I'm going to show you how to get a really good picture and actually be sure that it is a good picture. So you want to either get a professional headshot, or now there's a bunch of AI generators where you can upload some pictures of you and it will make it into a professional headshot. Either one is fine, but it has to look professional. It can't look like just something you took with your selfie camera or a friend took of you and you cropped it out of some other picture and there's someone else's shoulder in it. Don't do that. It's not going to look like you're the kind of person that someone trusts. And this trust factor, this first impression of trust factor, is incredibly important because, again, they're one click away from doing something else. So here are a few examples of what you can do and what you shouldn't do. So you have mine on the left, you see professional headshot, and then there's two other examples of what not to do. So we've got the person who hasn't uploaded a profile picture. Obviously, we're just going to pass on that one. That's too obvious. And then we've got this person who's got some anime character there. Which one, if there were three profiles, which one has the highest trust factor? Well, obviously I do, right? But there are degrees of this as well, right? I didn't include one where it's like someone chopped off like, another picture and they cut and pasted there. This makes a difference. And if you look at my picture, I'm not like bragging here, I'll show you data behind it. My picture is actually highly trustworthy. You can make sure that you have a really good profile picture. You can go to an app called Photo Feeler. Photo Feeler is really interesting because you upload your picture and real people are evaluating, and they're saying, you put in your title. So I put in my title, CEO, as you can see here. I uploaded my picture and they judge you on, are you competent, likable, and influential? All right. And you can test pictures to say, what do you think of this picture and this face? Now, I don't have the most beautiful face in the world, but a combination of the jacket that I'm wearing and, am I likable, less likable, but I'm in the top 20%. I'm not that likable a guy, so I guess that's fair. That's pretty good for me, I suppose. But I'm not wearing a tie, so it's not too stiff. And I made a choice on this, and I had multiple pictures that I could use for this. But in Photo Feeler, you can judge, and it does cost a little bit of money, not a huge amount, $5, $10, something like that. And you can have people vote on what they think. So if you look at my picture rating here, I've got a top 3% for competent and a top 5% for influential. This matters. So if you're just thinking that I'm going to slap up a picture and it's just going to work or not work, that is very outdated thinking. Now, as you may know, I am all about scientific entrepreneurship. How can we turn success into a science in business? This is one of those things. This is a test that you can run. Now, I could have run this test myself and designed this kind of experiment. As you might know, if you go to CEOworkbench.com, my site there, or rajjha.com, my site, all about experimentation and making smart decisions based on experiments. Now, I could have run this myself, but the fact is I could upload and put in $5 and just get this done is more worth it than me running my own experiment. So I just used their platform. I don't know it very well. I used it for this. It was pretty good. If you want a free but not as good version, you can try Rate My Photo. That is rate-my-photo.com. And this is an AI kind of thing. So it's not quite as good because it's not like real people making a judgment, and it's not making a judgment based on a goal, right? So in the prior one, you put in your title. For the people who are evaluating it, it says, this person is a CEO. Do you think they are? are, and then they rate it. This is an AI making a judgment, so it's more of a guess. It's directional, but if you're too cheap to pay the $10, then here's a directional way of doing it, at least. Next is wallpaper. Here is my friend Andrew, who has an excellent wallpaper. So at the top of your LinkedIn profile, you can upload a banner that goes on top of your LinkedIn profile. So Andrew here has done an excellent job, but he's done an excellent job at this for a few reasons. Number one, it clearly says what his business does. America's top AI agency. I mean, it's right there. And what they do, they deploy AI solutions that CEOs brag about. That's very good phrasing. It's like, well, if it's so good they brag about it, that must be amazing. And then it's got a bunch of credibility builders. Their clutch, their top firm badges, 12 years of successfully launching apps. So this is a really great way of showcasing what you do. So a lot of people use a generic one. Let me flip back a few slides and I'll flip back here. Okay, so if you look here, we've got a few different takes on what you can do with this banner at the top. So anime person here has just used a generic LinkedIn one. That doesn't tell me anything, right? It's just a placeholder. The person without a picture here, the never give up guy, has got, I don't even understand what relevance this is to anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's, it talks about a person, Travis. This person is not Travis. There's no context. It's a complete left turn. It doesn't really say anything. Mine is a little bit different because I'm not promoting a single business. I have multiple businesses and I help other businesses grow and I will invest in them. I'll take equity in them in addition to owning my own businesses. So I have a more general proposition and I have a methodology. So I am all about scientific entrepreneurship. So that is the thing that people are saying, wait a minute, scientific? How do I grow a business scientifically? So I'm like teasing on that. So that's my strategy there, which is more akin to this. Now, if you own a single business, I recommend you follow Andrew's lead here and model this. Smart guy, and he's done a great job on this one. Okay, so that's what you do with the wallpaper. And as you can see, we are building these elements. Each element has a piece. We're looking for a photograph that is going to really show credibility and trust. We're showing that the first thing someone sees when they click on your profile is that they're going to see what you do or what that you have to offer. So immediately they can see, I'm in the right place if they are a good customer for you. Now, if you're not selling directly, let's say you've got a consumer products company and you're not necessarily on your LinkedIn selling directly to the person who is clicking. Like let's say, so one of my businesses is an e-commerce business. None of my customers would come to LinkedIn, right? We do advertising on Google and Facebook and things like that. And it's about the product, not about me. However, my profile in that case is meant to attract partners rather than the customers. So it's a different kind of thing, but you're thinking, who am I finding on LinkedIn? And how am I going to get them so that when they land on my profile, they say, I'm in the right place. Next is headline. There are 3 and we can play which one does not belong here. So 3 headlines. I do not know any of these people. So I'm going to give a breakdown here. And if one of these 3 people is watching and I criticize you, just take it as constructive criticism. So first we have Alan. I help SDRs and founders increase their meetings, and you see it gets cut off. Now, I took these screenshots from a post. So when you post on LinkedIn and you are putting up a post, your little icon, your photo goes there, and then a few words of your headline go there, but not your whole headline. So it gets cut off. So what happens before the cutoff is important. But I can tell from Alan's that who he helps, SDRs and founders, increase their meetings. Now, I can't see the rest, but already I know, well, wait a minute, I'm a founder and I want to increase my meetings. Okay, Alan might be the guy I should be listening to. So good job, Alan. Peter, transformational leadership, strategic vision, and planning, it would say. Okay, I now kind of understand what you do, Peter, but I don't understand how that helps me. Do I need my leadership transformed, or are you I don't really know how you help me. So that is something that could be improved there. Anthony, homepage messaging for early stage B2B startups. Okay, great. I know if I should listen to Anthony if I'm an early stage B2B startup and I need my homepage messaging fixed. So if you're that person and you have that problem, I know exactly what you're thinking about. So you'll see here 2 of these people have done an excellent job at nailing this. Who do I help and what can I do for you? That is the formula. So as you're thinking about your headline, that's what you want to be thinking about. Now for Peter, I don't really know it. Maybe he's got some goal that's being satisfied with this kind of headline, but it's really saying who he is and not what you can help someone with. And that is the critical distinction. So that is the formula. Now remember, your LinkedIn profile isn't about listing your entire career history. Instead, it's about showcasing the unique value that you bring. And when you get clear on who you help and how you help them, you'll turn your profile from overlooked to impossible to ignore. If you're ready for the blueprint to outperforming every other business, check out my video here.